1v1 Greentooth Gorge, blue side. It's Dark Riku as an Apothecary support commander that fights in melee combat by default, begins with a targeted heal and a passive health regeneration aura. And Noisy on the red side is a Commissar Lord, good offense and support, fights in melee combat, begins with this energy shield that you see, and also a pretty nasty buff. This is game 4 of the monthly Rumble tournament for September, the 4th one of its kind, held September 28th, and these guys are at the moment 2-1 in this best of 5 series. Noisy with 2 wins, Riku with 1. So Riku needs to win this game, or Noisy takes it. This is the 3rd final for Dark Riku. Unlucky not to have won one yet. Triple Guardsman into Sentinel for Noisy, which is what he did last game. These guys not capping, there we go. Tactical Marines for Riku, and no second Scout Squad. He's dropped some generators, and I imagine he's going straight into Devastators or Assault Marines, maybe some Assault Marines. 478, 500. His Assault Marine is a good idea against the Commissar Lord. He can counter-initiate reasonably well with that power sword of his, if he buys it, and gives him that disruption as well with lead by example. Riku might go double Devastators. Triple Guardsman gives Noisy some pretty decent early map control. He waited quite a while to get Sergeants last game. Riku does go for some Devastators. It'll be interesting to see what he does here. 477, 500, 2-to-1 cap for red. Tactical Marines out of cover, but doing a lot of damage to this Commissar Lord. Wow, a lot of damage. Gets to them with about half of his hit points. Here comes the Apothecary, ready to heal those guys. There we go. And you see that health regen aura on his Tactical Marines as well. Does good damage by default, that Commissar Lord. And that Sentinel was also weighing in with multi-last fire. A tier 1 vehicle that can decap points. It's going to decap this power indeed. And a heavy weapon squad for Noisy. Devastators now moving up. These guys have a heavy bolter which will suppress infantry and do a lot of damage to this Sentinel. The Sentinel can't be suppressed, but it only has heavy armor. Despite being a vehicle, is he going to decap? It eventually does. Is he going to lose this thing? Just about gets out of the firing arc there. 434, 500. Scouts. Are they going to force melee combat on these guards when they are? No, they aren't. They have a point blank range firefight. 420, 500. Guardsmen now going behind that light cover, which was a mistake. Now they're out in the open, and the sergeant is up for the scouts. Gonna throw a grenade, but it's dodged. Takes one down, and now forces melee. What's going on here? Riku taking back his power. Look at these guardsmen just sweeping around the map, capping up stuff. That's so annoying. No way they're going to decap this. This is fully matured, and that is going to be really annoying. Wow, they're going to decap it. Devastators are going to try and stop this. We have Flamer Tactical Marines as well, and they're not going to risk decapping. That would have been outrageous if we decap that. That Flamer, which as you might expect is not a very good mix for these guardsmen. Instantly retreat out. They lost a model in milliseconds there. And a multi-less turret going up, covering this western approach, but not covering a flank maneuver from the mid. 381, 500. Sentinel stomps on the Devastators as a knockback and a stun. And Commissar Lord captures them in retreat, and the power sword is up. 50 DPS power melee with the awesome lead by example, and Assault Marines now for Riku. He's gone 1-1-1. Attacks, devs, and now Assault Marines. And he should be able to start pushing back here quite a lot. The Sentinel is there to counter-initiate with the stomp. The power sword will also be a problem, but he is an Apothecary, so he can heal up his Assault Marines. 346, 500, double cap for Noisy. Guardsmen pushing in, and these guys run past each other, but then do spot each other and start fighting. Assault Marines doing their best to bully these guardsmen. Ouch. Losing a model though, and the Commissar Lord is there. That was a staggered jump, but didn't help Riku, and down goes the Sentinel. That is a big loss. Now he doesn't have a stomp for these Assault Marines. You saw a heal going in. 311, 500. Commissar Lord in retreat. Big victory there for Riku, but Noisy now has some Catechins on the way. And here they are. Very versatile squad with power melee. These guys can counter melee squads very well, can disrupt and support if you can micro all their abilities well. Also a detector, of course. Tactical Marines with Flamer taking down a generator. These Assault Marines need to be very careful with those Catechins around. In fact, so do these attacks. You can also disrupt the Devastators with the grenade launcher and then try and get his Commissar Lord in there with lead by example. 300, 495. He's just going to flank it quite easily here. There's a special attack though, which is not what he wanted, and there's another one. 300, 491. Levels, wow, Catechins wiping out those Devastators, that was nuts. Level 2, Commissar Lord. 300, 491. This guy's going to decap. Nope, they're putting down an improvised explosive. That's from their Demolition Man. Another model with a shotgun. I think he has a slightly beefier shotgun out. Scouts are going to wipe here. Wow. Talk about a bad couple of engagements for Riku. Replaces his Devastators and goes tier 2. Noisy is not that far away. Needs 30 power or so. Now the Catechins capping. Level 2 Commissar Lord. Sergeants up on the guard and takes them up to 9 models, allows them to reinforce 2 at a time. Riku, I think, just needs to stall until he can get something nasty in tier 2 if he can. Still has his Assault Marines, but that is dangerous with those Catechins around, them jumping in blind, especially if this blind. They can't see the Catechins, and Catechins will infiltrate if they are idle for long enough. It doesn't take that long. Let's see how long it takes. 246, 491. Oh, they're being shot up now. There's a double. There's the unreliable. Wow, disrupting the entire blob. That's such awesome disruption from range. I'm always surprised by the range it has when I face Catechins. I'm like, that must be out of range back here, and grenade launcher just flies into your face and knocks you over. Commissar Lord drops some mines from his global bar. They do take 30 seconds or so to arm themselves. 215, 491. Assault Marines jumping out. And there's the decap, but the Apothecary runs right into a mine. As he retreat through a few of them, but he should be fine. There we go. Assault Marines now have their Sergeant. Gives them a power sword and the awesome Merciless Strike, which helped them a lot versus the Catechins. 213, 491. Attacks forcing off a bunch of guardsmen. Look at these Catechins sneaking around. Devs, are they going to set up in time? I don't think they are, but that jump saved them there. If that jump didn't come in, those guys could have shotgun blasted those Devastators and then really painfully gone into them in melee combat. 213, 491, heavy weapon squad for Noisy. And a Chimera on the way, plasma cannon for Riku. So we're most likely going to see missile launcher on the tactical marines. I don't think he wants to give up this heavy bolter. Might see advanced targeting instead. There is the jump from the assault marines. Forces off the heavy weapon squad, chasing down guardsmen now. But there's a lot of stuff here. Could see some nasty Inspire Courage plays with these Catechins. Chimera now hitting the field, especially with the Chimera support around, just to reinforce the model that he executes immediately. What's this? Commissar Lord. Trying to cap, couldn't quite manage it. Scouts are on the field now for Riku. Going for a sergeant immediately. Stormtroopers on the way for Noisy. The same build he went for in the last game, apart from the Catechins. Plasma cannon, artillery piece. Look at the range, can cover the VP from way back there. As long as he has line of sight to shoot at stuff. He could just attack ground on the VP, of course. Mastercrafted bolts are up for the Apothecary. Could use full auto to try and keep the Commissar Lord at bay. Attacks lose a model. Devastator's set up covering this side. 206491 1-1. Scouts do not finish the decap there. They're going to throw a grenade, but it's dodged, and now they're going to eat some melee attacks from power melee Catachan knives. But they do get away fine. And there's the heal just to make sure. Apothecary now shooting them up. He really doesn't want to fight these guys in melee. Here comes the assault squad. And he jump and get a merciless and get some models. They're going after him. There's full auto though on one of the models. Ouch. There's a merciless, but it misses. 206491. Manticore on the way for Noisy. Not often you see them in 1v1s. Well, I don't see them in a way. Stormtroopers infiltrated here. Now open up on those Devastators from behind. Here comes a Chimera as well. If they had a assault kit there, they could have thrown a grenade on them, which would have been incredibly nasty. Now the assault squad in amongst them. They couldn't take a model off those guys. Tactical Marines do have a missile launcher. Does exactly what it says on the tin. Decent damage. Burst damage to vehicles. Does lower their effectiveness versus infantry though, since this missile launcher will very rarely hit infantry, as you see there. Guardsmen now in retreat. 206491. Riku recovering reasonably well, I think, from losing those Devastators and those scouts. Ouch, lost these scouts again though, and those guys had the sergeants. Manticore on the Devastators. These Plasma Devastators, and now Riku knows they're around. He might go and hunt them down with the Melter Bomb. In fact, he's found it. Forces them off though with Catachans. That's special. Not sure what he's referring to. I think that was a Commissar Lord against the scouts earlier. Not sure though. 206486. Missile absolutely nowhere near hitting those Catachans, and they put down an improvised explosive, which was painful earlier on. Commissar Lord's going to try and cap here, which is a mistake. Full auto does, wow! Direct hit from the missile launcher completely cleared out his shield. There's a Manticore strike. Full retreat from Riku. Can he keep some field presence with this Manticore around? Another scout squad for him. These Devastators are going to be in constant peril. Trying to stay on the field with that Manticore. Can they get a shot off on the Stormtroopers? He could be really annoying and put a Basilisk Flare down. No, he doesn't. Just hits the VP, in fact. Doesn't stop the cap though. You need to knock something far enough away to stop the cap. As long as they're close enough, doesn't matter if they're on the floor or in the air, it will still cap. 194, 486. Double cap for Noisy, looking quite good right now. No sign of any plasma guns. Does have those Stormtroopers. No sign of a kit for these guys. He's going to wait to see what Riku does. Doesn't want a Dreadnought to hit the field, and these guys have a assault kit. Ouch, those guys retreated just in time. Manticore Strike is dodged nicely by Riku, and now set up his Devastators. Assault Marines jumping in. Where are the Catachans? Here they come. Commissar Lord with Stubbornness and Carapace Armor, a favoured loadout for Noisy, it seems. Seen him use this a bunch of times. Ouch, Catachans in retreat path, but they don't lose a model, those Assault Marines. Could have healed them, I think, unless he's used his energy. Wow, he's still level 1. Apothecary has improved medical equipment, which gives him some awesome energy regen and armor of purity, so he can use his heal more often. I think it was on cooldown there. There it is. He's just used it, so it is on cooldown now, definitely. Manticore forces off the heavy bolter devs. 117474, double cap for Riku. Can he start coming back into this game? Guardsmen capping here. Can reinforce off this Chimera 2 at a time if they like. Missile Tactical Marines with Sergeant are going to go and have a word. Get at least one hit on this Chimera. They might get one on rear armor if they're lucky. Nope, on front armor 117, 452. And it's going to back the hell off. Commissar Lord now capping mid. Is going to be a triple again for Noisy, is it? Can he decap in time? Looks like he should be able to. His Tactical Marines doing it. Tier 3 for Noisy, good grief. What's Riku going to do? Could go tier 3 himself, could get a Dreadnought. 103252. Manticore strike. Boom. Wow, he retreated those devs just in time. That would have been a direct hit. Might have wiped them. Apothecary heals himself and runs. Still level 1. Commissar Lord level 3. Melter on the Manticore. For Catechins are there with a shotgun blast and some power melee in their face. Wow, and there's Inspire Courage as well. Takes down an Assault Marine model. Ouch. Unreliable in retreat path with Inspire Courage up. That was pain. Here we see the Commissar Lord buffed by that Carapace armor, Inspire Courage usage. 74, 452. 2-ton cap for Noisy. Dreadnought on the way for Riku. Noisy 3/4 of the way to tier 3. Riku under serious pressure. Can this Dreadnought turn it around? He might get a multi-melter and just go run after that Manticore. Taza can he gets a big shot. Ouch, Manticore wiping out the plasma devs. Good grief. 59, 452.
Understood.
Devastators shooting this Chimera, sorry, with their heavy bolt, which is not doing a lot. 52, 452. Dreadnought chasing down Guardsman. Starts off as this melee walker with 2 close combat weapons and that wrist mounted flamer. Is it going to try and flank around and get that Manticore? Manticore's lost half of his hit points. Here's a las cannon now to respond to that Dreadnought. Missile attacks to get rear armor hits. Boom! Takes down the Chimera. Nicely done. Now Assault Marines jump. Commissar Lord level 3. Is he going to get... No, he's not. He's getting some Kasukin. Awesome. You might see some Melter Kasukin, which I never see. I want to see some. I want to see what that weapon expertise does to Melters. Double cap for Riku. Reduces speed of vehicles, but I don't know how much it does it by. Scouts taken east. And there's a triple for Riku. 37, 430 is a huge amount of VPs to make up. Well, has the triple, has a Dreadnought, has level 2 Assault Marines. As the Apothecary leveled yet, he has leveled yet. Level 2 needs to get to level 3 to boost his heal up. It's every 2 levels.
The enemy is claiming a victory point.
Guardsman with just 3 models here. He's retained all 3 Guardsman squads though, and is now capping east. Is it the time to start getting plasma guns on these guys? Where are those Kasukin? Not sure. Stormtroopers do have an anti-armor kit though, so that Dreadnought is going to be under pressure. Because the Catechins also have their Sergeant, and he has a melter gun. These guys have a melter bomb and melter guns, and that Lascan is getting shots. Doesn't look like he wants to use his melter bomb here because he can't capitalize on it. Here are the Kasukins with their weapon expertise, nothing else so far. Might see plasma guns. These guys do some beastly DPS. There's a Manticore wiping out those Devastators. Ouch. It's all kicking off mid. There's the melter bomb. Dreadnought now with an assault cannon. And there's Angels of Death. You might be able to finish off this Dreadnought. Where's that last cannon? Last cannon get jumped. Plasma Guardsman turning on those Assault Marines, and look at the damage they're taking even with Angels of Death up. Commissar Lord now forcing melee alongside Catechins. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Don't think they're going to make it away. There's the game. I think 37, 3, 4, 8. Assault Marines go down. Noisy has most likely taken this now. Did we see a barrage from the Dreadnought? We must have. It's lost some energy. 32, 3, 4, 8. That's kind of getting shots. There's a Manticore strike. These things do a lot of damage to vehicles. That's going to hit. Down goes the Dreadnought. Ouch. 26, 3, 4, 8. Noisy has taken this. There's a 2 to 1. full auto on the Commissar Lord. GG from Riku. And Noisy is going to take this tournament. Down goes the Apothecary as well. Pain. Kazukin did have plasma guns. VPs are going to tick down. There you have it, guys. Some awesome performances from Noisy throughout the tournament. Taking down Riku, who got to his third final. Poor Riku, that's some consistency right there. Final I think he didn't make the first final because he wasn't actually in the tournament. So there you go, or he had to drop out or something. Big shout out to Eerie, who again put together a great tournament for everyone. And the streamers, who, I think there was 4 streamers, Uncle Milty, Blessed Spartan, and I think Fat E, and was it Crazy Man? I'm not sure. Apologies for forgetting that 4th streamer, but they were streaming for the full 7-hour coverage, which is nuts. Awesome play all round. Had a level 5 Commissar Lord at the end. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.